All right, you guys, welcome back, man. It is Sunday. We have made it all the way through the week. This is another week in the books. We don't have a 3-day weekend this week like we did last week, but hey, I work 7 days a week, so none of it ever meant that much to me. I'm glad that you guys are with me. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for hanging out. We are actually going to be talking about something that is probably going to be pretty big. I'm predicting that this is going to be huge news very, very soon because Donald Trump is talking about sending the National Guard into Portland, Oregon. And I've known Portland, Oregon for a long time. I used to live in Portland, Oregon. Portland, Oregon has always been on its whole different vibe. But nowadays, even though I lived there for years, I avoid it like the absolute plague. We're going to get into that and why that is and what I've seen personally every time that I go there here in just a few minutes. But I want to real quick take a second to thank everybody for being here with us. I want to thank the mods for being here. We've got Dr. Dre Light, Abby, Trev, 3 Flying Monkeys in the chat. I love each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for being here over and over and over again. These guys show up to make sure that we have a decent place to be able to kick it without a bunch of weirdos making it weird in the chat. So now that we've said that, I want to ask you guys, how is the audio? I know that the visual, the video is way better. And I want to give a huge shout out to my guy, Valhalla VFT, American Thor. You guys have seen me doing lives with them. You guys have seen me doing some different content with them lately. He is my dog, man. I've literally known him for 20 years and I had no idea that he was on YouTube. What I also didn't know was that he lives 15 minutes away from me. So he came over and helped me dial some stuff in because I spent a lot of time in prison or strung out, and I'm not that great at the technical back end of this stuff. Eli Double Tap from the Unsubscribed podcast actually did a huge solid and helped me figure out what to buy. And then I was like, man, I don't know what to do with all this stuff I just bought. So Valhalla came over. He helped me figure it out. That's my buddy Nate, man. Really good dude. Huge shout out to him. Intellectual iconoclasm. Blue balling me, bro. I'm here, man. I was only 2 minutes late, my guy. I love you, though. Thank you so much for being here. Pierce said, hold on. Let's get this on screen. Pierce said they're trying to pass a law that allows Canadians to defend our homes with any means necessary. You know what, Pierce, I saw that, and you guys absolutely need that. And we need that in some of the more blue states here in the United States because there's some states that really allow you to defend yourself in your own home here, and there's some states that absolutely don't. Dallas Allridge, what is up, homie? Thank you so much. Hey, JD, could you look up Vess Benton from Fayetteville, Alabama? He is a predator living in a community full of his own victims. This is my hometown. I went to school with him. He could use a boost on this. Well, let me screenshot that, bro, because not only did I fall in love with Alabama when I was out there hanging out with Chris Hansen in the Blount County Sheriff's Office, but I have contacts out there. So, if we want to get something done about that, we might have a pretty good shot at it because I have a lot of connections out there in Alabama. You guys have a great state, man. I really enjoyed being there. So I will definitely look into that. So, guys, what we're going to be talking about today is we're going to be talking about, holy shit, stop the presses. My dog Anthony just did some big dog shit. Anthony, thank you so much, homeboy. I appreciate that. You know I love you, dog. Hey, JD, curious. I saw a video of a chomo who got arrested for lingering around a school. He wasn't charged for anything with children, but he was charged for assaulting an officer. That means convicts won't hurt him if it's not in the paperwork. So look, was he already a convicted chomo? Was he? Are you assuming he's a chomo because he was lingering around a school? Because assaulting an officer is not a bad charge in prison, Mike. Assaulting an officer, if that's all that people read, they're going to be like, "Oh, yo, this dude beats up police," and they're going to be like, hell yeah, brother. You know what I'm saying? So if they don't read the paperwork and they don't get the context, that could be a problem. But here's the thing. And my dog, my homeboy, huge salute to you, Irish Bomb Squad. 916 IP and Pride We Stride. just said word gets around, and especially in particular now that we have so many people who have phones in prison. They're in there, they're checking you once, they're checking you twice, they're making sure you ain't done nothing that's too pedophiliactic. You know what I'm saying? The word definitely spreads in there faster than herpes. I don't know how fast herpes spreads, and I'm assuming there's some dudes clapping. It's not really a West Coast thing. There's not that many dudes out there clapping. Out in Florida, when I was locked up, there were dudes clapping cheeks, bro. It was like a culture shock with how many dudes clapping cheeks. And Jensen said that Donut Operator did something on it. It's a safe assumption, but still assumed. Absolutely. And big shout out to Cody, man. That's one of my good friends, bro. I love Cody so much. He has been such an incredible Donut Operator, has been such an incredible human being in my life. I just want to take a second to honor him. It was his birthday a couple days ago, man. Shout out to him. If you guys haven't seen, guys are always asking me, when are you going to be back on the Unsubscribe podcast? Well, I went out there for a week to San Antonio, Texas, and hung out with the boys and recorded multiple podcasts, and they just dropped the first one yesterday. It's a 2-hour banger, man, and I just got to say, it is such an honor to be able to work with such incredible people, man. If you haven't seen that, definitely go give that a check out. In the last couple days, I've released 2 full lengths about the King Azuli thing. If you don't know who King Azuli is, he's that Ben King Azuli who claims to have beat off 30 men with his bare hands. He's one of these fake alpha male influencers like Wes Watson. And this dude, when John Bravo exposed him for Chomo, I made sure to amplify that. I made sure that I got in there and made sure that everyone here knows that that dude gang-ard a 15-year-old girl with his brother and his friend. Him and his brother gang-ard a chick together. It's crazy. She was a virgin when she went to their house for a party, and she left with a lifetime of trauma. Now, this dude literally pled guilty. He pled down, but he pled guilty. And now he's coming out saying that we're making stuff up and that he was innocent and he got railroaded. And the newest thing is he wrote himself an email claiming to be a hitman, saying that one of us, either me, John Bravo, Valhalla VFT, my buddy, or Bubba, hired a hitman. And this email is disgusting. The stuff this guy says about his own mother in this email is absolutely foul. And he said he reported us to the police. I've made 2 full lengths about that whole thing, and you can check those out if you want to. Abby said, did you see my message about the French doctor around 299 child victims? Most while under anesthesia, got 20 years. It's all been hushed up. I did not see that, sis. I'm so sorry. It's been a very busy day. What an absolute scoundrel. Anthony Gavasso said the problem was he was trying to talk to the kids, and he even took paperwork from the school to pose as a father of the little girl he was trying to get close to. What an absolute mongrel. What an absolute mongrel. But here's the thing is that I have faith that in the modern technological world that we live in today, that they will find out that information. They've probably seen it on the news because he'll probably be kept pretty locally, and they watch the news in jails and prisons every single day. People watch the news. So there will probably be people who already know who he is, Anthony, before he even gets there. And I love you and I appreciate you, big dog. Original owner 777, what is up? I appreciate you, Nelly. Thank you so much. Just sending doggo treats from Nelly. Love you, Nelly. Hella appreciate that. Huge love and respect. But what we're going to be getting into today, I don't know if you guys saw what happened in Portland back in the day during the Black Lives Matter protests, but they absolutely destroyed Portland, Oregon. Now, I lived in Portland, Oregon for years. I loved Portland, Oregon because it was weird, but there was soul, there was culture, there was art. I have always been a musician. I played in a lot of punk rock bands. I played in a lot of metal bands, and you could go on any given night, 7 days a week, and choose between multiple different venues to be able to see killer local bands. You know what I'm saying? Like some killer local bands. And that shit made me happy. So I enjoyed living there. But what happened, unfortunately, when the whole BLM thing happened was these Antifa people came in. and they absolutely decimated the city. They let them go carte blanche into a criminal terrorist tirade where they burned down neighborhoods, they destroyed businesses, they attacked buildings, and Portland still hasn't recovered. Now, what they're doing now is, you guys remember not too long ago, 80 days ago, when they had the No Kings rally? Well, the No Kings rally was successfully nonviolent around the rest of the state. But in Portland, it got crazy. We live streamed it here in Eugene, and I was kind of expecting it to be a little bit more, bumping, and nothing happened. But in Portland, that's where the action was. And every single night for the last 80 nights, they have continued to do that shit. It has been a continued thing. And now President Trump has seen it. And he has already said that he intends to send the National Guard there. And Portland is responding. And this is going to be a war. So we're going to get into that in just 1 second. BG said, import pedophile culture, become pedophile culture. And I agree with that 1000%. We're seeing that. And other countries are seeing that a lot more. Ireland is having riots about it right now. Chad McMillan, thank you so much. Abby said there were numerous complaints about the doctor, which were ignored as the FBI telling France this doctor's bank card was used to purchase CSAM. How disgusting that no one looked into it sooner. Zach the Witch Doctor, first off, it's been a hot minute since I seen you, homie. Love you, big dog. Glad to have you here. Thank you so much for that support. I love you. Hey, JD, happy to see you. Unfortunately, the Army didn't work out. Most likely medical discharge for injuries. I'm sorry to hear that, bro. But you went and you gave it your all, and I'm fucking proud of you. And my ex-fiance and I are no more. Keeping my head up, though. Glad to see you, brother. Wood Chipper Tribe for life. Zach, thank you for being willing to go and put your life on hold and sacrifice in service of our country and the people that live here. We love you. We appreciate you. Relationships often don't work out, man. But I believe that just means that there's something bigger and better out there for you. It's right around the corner. That's the way I operate in my life when bad things happen. Hey, Fred, U.S. Marines, I love you, brother. So good to see you. Thank you for checking in. Salute to you, my guy. Big love and respect. Hell yeah, Zach. You're gonna be just fine, man. There's something out there better for you right around the corner. Rev, it's good to see you too, man. Hell yes. What are you caught on? Oh, my headphones were caught on one of my lights. All right, I am putting on the headphones because we are going to get into this right now. This is wild, you guys. Buckle up.
Anti-ICE protesters in Portland, Oregon, rolling out a guillotine, clashing with police and turning the streets into a battlefield outside.
Now that's crazy, bro. A real life guillotine. These protesters brought out a real life guillotine. If you're not familiar, this is the ICE building right here. And they've been protesting there, like I said, every day for the last 80 days. They have been protesting outside of this building. And it's gotten violent multiple times. Multiple people have been assaulted. The police refuse to do anything about them assaulting other civilians that are law-abiding citizens that live in the neighborhood. Actual assaults, because they are too scared to do anything that could look like they're backing up or supporting the feds. Because let me tell you this. Oregon was the first sanctuary state in the entire country. And that stems back from 1997. Oregon labeled themselves as a sanctuary state for illegal aliens in 1997. And the police can lose their jobs if they do anything that the state decides is backing up federal agents of immigration. So literally, you can go out and just assault people outside of this bitch, and they won't do anything to protect the law-abiding citizens. It is crazy as shit, man. It is crazy as shit. BG said, Portland police motto, pension over people. Salute to that one, my guy. Yeah, that absolutely covers it. It's cowardly behavior. It's cowardly behavior to be put in a position where your job is to protect your community, but you're too fucking scared to do it for any reason. Whether it's to protect your job, protect your pension, if you're protecting that over the people that you are sworn to serve, you do not deserve a job, nor do you deserve a fucking pension, my guy. And this is recent. This footage that we're watching, this isn't from 2020 BLM. This is happening right now. Now, the thing is, and I want to make this very clear, because Antifa likes to hide behind the idea that they're just anti-fascist. But their definition of fascism is literally anybody who disagrees with them and they think that they should be removed from society. And that's the most fascist fucking ideology I've ever heard. So while I agree that fascism is horrific and there's no place for fascism within our country, these are the most fascist fucking people. And they literally are calling themselves anti-fascism, Antifa, which is an absolute oxymoron. Chad McMullen said, big love, JD, keep making children safe. That is our whole goal, homie. That is our whole goal. And on a larger scale, we need to keep their families safe too, you know? And what's going on in Portland right now is affecting a lot of people. You're going to see the people in the neighborhood. This is really affecting them. Sad Lad Chad, I love your name, said, I worked as an officer at an ICE detention center for a year, and I can tell you firsthand that there are some bad dudes in there. MS-13 is no joke. I 1000% understand that and believe you. I think that these people think that you can just hug these motherfuckers and understand them and hear them and let them be seen and understood into being good people. MS-13, when they come over here, when people from MS-13 or people from Tren de Aragua come over here, they see a bunch of rich, soft motherfuckers. To them, even those of us that are struggling are rich. Them. We are literal, like, bags of blood that have money that they can fucking extract from. They see victims. They come over here and we see law-abiding citizens that are good people in our community. They see victims. That's Vera Media. What's up, my dog? Long live Nadia. JD Delay, Wood Chipper Fund. I don't have much else to add, but if I could get that P.O. box again, I'll send you a mug. You can put a Monster in since you don't do coffee, brother. I do coffee every morning, brother. I don't actually have the P.O. box here handy with me, but you know who might? Is one of our mods, Trev or Dr. Dre, Abby. They might have it. If you guys do, please let me know. Please pop it up in the chat, and I will actually pin that thing. I love you, bro. It's good to see you. Let's see what's going on with this fucking craziness.
At a migrant detention facility there. It's the latest flashpoint in protests that have stretched nearly 3 months now. A Democrat mayor, Keith Wilson, stands firm on keeping Portland a migrant sanctuary city.
So, yeah, and that's the thing is they really want to keep this going on. There's 120, estimated 120,000 documented illegal immigrants in the state of Oregon. The number is probably exponentially higher than that. Now, this douchebag wants to keep his job because this douchebag is great at laundering money. The mayor of Portland is absolutely cleaning up shop by stealing money that's allocated for the most vulnerable in their community. There is $724 million every year allocated to help the homeless. And if you break that down per estimated homeless person there, that's $33,000 a year. That's enough to house every fucking homeless person, to help them get jobs, to help them eat. And that money disappears every fucking year. I need to give a huge shout out to my boy, Jades IP. Love you, bro. It's so good to see you. Thank you for being here. What an absolute fucking honor that you are here, man. Appreciate you. Dr. Dre, if you have the, oh, there's the P.O. box. All right, so Sense of Era Media, anybody else who's interested, the P.O. box is pinned at the top of the chat. if you feel like sending me or Jax anything, we love you and we appreciate it. We'll be doing unboxing videos as packages come in. Love you guys. It makes our day when we go down there and we find something. Appreciate it. So let's see what the mayor has to say. I already know what he has to say, and this is absolutely just the most trash shit you're ever going to have heard, man. I guarantee you, you're going to be like, what an absolute fucking joke this douchebag is. So let's check this out.
Our correspondent Dan Springer has that story for us. So Dan, are we expecting more unrest?
Every night it happens, Sandra, and you know, this is happening just outside of an ICE facility with hundreds of Portland residents living in apartments right across the street, and Portland police will not engage out of some fear that it will be perceived as helping ICE in violation of the sanctuary law.
Imagine living across the street from this and you have fucking work 5-6 days a week. Imagine that. Imagine your kids have to go to school in the morning and this shit is going on. There's people with bullhorns. They're clanging on fucking trash cans. What a bunch of absolute fucking ducks. These people are fucking ducks. These are people with a white savior complex, septum rings, rainbow colored hair, and they think that they're out there helping these illegal immigrants who are here illegally, and they're doing it at the cost of the people that are their fucking neighbors, the people that live across the street, the elderly, the hardworking citizens, the people that are, the kids that have to go to school. Dominar, I can't find your chat to put it up, but let me just read it. Dominar said, JD, just a thought. A wood chipper festival. Attendees will bring mannequins dressed up like pedophiles. I personally love that, and I want to let you guys know that I'm going to be collaborating with Brandon Herrera and probably Valhalla VFT. We already have an industrial wood chipper, and we are going to be putting a tactical dummy through a wood chipper, and I can't wait for that. Yo, Bad Hombre, big love and respect. Shout out from California. Keep up the good fight, man. You know, I empathize so much with everybody that lives in California who is suffering because of what's going on, man, because I grew up in Santa Rosa, bro. 707 native for life, dog. You know what I'm saying? And seeing what's happened down there is just heartbreaking, dog. It's heartbreaking. So stay strong. Love you, bro. Huge respect. And we got Jackie Ray Dowdy. What's up, man? How you doing? Big love from Australia. Hell yeah. Check out the case of Nikki Kezlosevich and the guy that killed her, John Turney. Screenshotting for later. Thank you so much, Bubba. Big love and respect to you. So yeah, this is right outside these people's windows that's happening. I'm annoyed just listening to it on a video.
Oh my God. Turn that down. It's midnight. We the people need sleep.
Imagine this going on for 80 fucking days outside your window. 80 days. I would go rooftop Korean, bro. I would go rooftop Korean. You would catch me on a rooftop just going. It would be bad, bro. I'm bad when I can't sleep. If you're not letting me sleep, you're becoming a target.
And what makes this even more frustrating for residents is that Portland police won't respond to noise complaints or even when assaults are witnessed.
Calling about the protesters. They've cornered 2 women out here. They need help. They've cornered them. Please send a cop.
Portland.
Well, and here's the problem with that. They've cornered 2 women and they're asking to send the cops out. But here's the problem. The cops aren't going to fucking do anything, homie. The cops are going to get there and they're not going to do anything. Because apparently if you're Antifa and you're outside an ICE facility, you can fucking victimize women and children. You can tear up the community, and they don't want to do anything because they might lose their job. They might lose their pension. Hunter Lesher said, JD, what's your God honest opinion on the situation with the protest riot situation and how they deserved getting hurt because they are fighting their version of a civil war? I don't necessarily think that they deserve to get hurt. I think that at a point, here's the thing. I will violently stand by anybody's right to speak freely, to meet and peacefully protest. The second it steps outside of being lawful and peaceful, these people need to go to fucking jail, dog. They need to go to jail, and they need to sit there for long enough to really fucking understand that this isn't okay. We need to make an example out of a few people. And I know that's going to piss some softies off hearing me say that we need to make an example out of some people, but that's literally what works, homie. Literally what works is you make an example out of a few of them, and the rest of them go, oh, fuck. They put old Squirrel in jail for 18 months for doing some dumb shit outside of the ICE detention facility and attacking somebody. Holy fuck. And here's the thing is it wouldn't even be 18 months, because if you assault someone in the state of Oregon, it's a mandatory minimum of 70 months, dog. It's a mandatory minimum of 70 months. It's called Measure 11 because you can't put hands on people here. So, give them some 70-month sentences for doing this shit. And then round everybody else up who's out there participating in, they could arrest these people for disturbing the peace. They could arrest them for disorderly conduct. There's so many things that they could arrest them for. And if they did a couple roundups, the streets would heal themselves, dog. But they refuse to do that. And so the feds are talking about coming in. Donald Trump already said he's aiming for Portland, Oregon next with the National Guard. And if the National Guard comes in, Portland's going to fight back. I promise you, Portland's going to fight back. You're going to see the type of shit you saw in LA in the streets of Portland. And then they're going to escalate it. Might end up with the Marines out there. People are going to get hurt. That's what's going to happen. Yo, Sarah, I love you. Hell yeah, sis. Every time I see your profile picture, that's my buddy. That's Zach Bell, veteran with the sign. There's a reason why I left Washington State. It's as bad as Oregon. Much love to you and Jax. I would do more, but I want to buy merch. Just being here is always enough, sis. I love you. I appreciate you. We're so happy to have you here. Sense of Air Media said, what about putting real pedophiles through a wood chipper? Well, we wouldn't put that online, my G, because that's actually illegal. And then I wouldn't be able to raise my kids. So if we put real pedophiles through a wood chipper, you wouldn't hear about it on the internet. You know what I'm saying? That just is what it is.
Police have not made a single arrest since June 18th, despite a number of assaults. A protester hit one resident with a megaphone, then a fist, despite.
So hitting somebody with a megaphone is assault with a weapon. That's a 90-month sentence in the state of Oregon. And they're letting people go for that. I guarantee you, if I take a megaphone downtown right now and I hit somebody with it, they're going to arrest me and they're going to give me 90 months, day for day, no good time, no earned time. And I'm going to sit in prison that entire time. Love you, Munchie. Thank you. That's what we do here, unless you're Antifa starting shit outside of an ICE detention center.
The injuries, no arrest. One resident sued the city to force cops to enforce the laws, and this was uncovered during discovery. One officer telling another on the police radio, quote, if it were not ICE, we could assist directly.
Okay, that's important. That's important. Somebody literally had to sue the city for the police not doing their job. And when they got the discovery, the cops said, we would do something, but it's outside an ICE detention facility, so we can't. So what is that? Is that just give them immunity? You're immune from prosecution if you commit violent assaults against citizens outside of an ICE detention facility? That's fucking crazy, dude. That's crazy. My dog, Dano, not in the lion's den. Love you, brother. Brother Nate GB, I respect him, yet we have no gloves, brother. I respect no nation. I respect no man. We are the nightmares that men have. Big love and respect to you, Dano. Appreciate you, big dog. Let's hear what this lady has to say about this, because that's crazy. They literally came out and said it, but it only got leaked because of the lawsuit. Somebody had to sue the city of Portland to try to get them to actually protect the citizens. And the police were like, but we can't because it's outside an ICE detention center. That's crazy as shit to me, man. That's insane. Hunter Lesher said, I worded that poorly. I mean the rioters that are saying it's their civil war. My apologies for the confusion, JD. No, I totally get it, and I totally understand. And if you are peacefully protesting, whether I agree with you or not, I will back your play. You could be peacefully protesting that you think dogs shouldn't be able to sleep in beds with people. And I will be like, I think you're fucking out of your mind, and my dogs sleep right next to me every night. But you have the right to do that, and I'll defend your right to do that. Because fucking America, buddy. America. But the second that your protest turns into a riot, a violent thing, you're assaulting citizens, we're not homies anymore. I'm not cool with that shit. And you need consequences so that you learn how to act right, bro. You need 90 milligrams of act right and maybe like 30 milligrams of Ranapin and like maybe a daily dose of penisacanol in the county jail. Get that penisacanol in the county jail, dog. Severa Media said in Ohio, you assault someone who is 65 or older, it becomes a third-degree felony. 9 to 39 months, but extendable to 60 months. And I think that most states have aggravating circumstances for, any type of elderly assault. I know Oregon does, and I know the state of Florida sure as fuck do. But the state of Florida got a lot of blue hairs, dog. They really try to protect their blue hairs out there. You know what I'm saying? And as somebody who's getting there, I don't know if you can see, I got grays coming in, my guy. I support, like, bro, for us convicts, it's always been, protect women, children, the elderly, the disabled, leave them out of the crime shit. Holy shit. I'm back, you guys. I don't know what happened. I got janked right there. I'm back. Is everybody still with me? Are we going to make it? We're going to make it. Okay. Holy shit. Sorry about that. I did lose the video file. We are going to get that back real quick. Hold up, swolled up. Because there's more that we need to see. I believe this is it. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
$1 million down the drain.
And I'm sorry about that technical difficulty, you guys. But where we were at was we were talking about how
police duty in a
they literally had to sue the state of Oregon, trying to get the Portland police to protect the people. And they were like, we literally can't. Sorry. If it happens outside an ICE detention facility, there's nothing we can do. Jensen said, I only disagree because many of these people would want you arrested for disagreeing with them. Well, that makes them fascists, but I'm not going to be one. You know what I'm saying? You're right. And that's why I don't support Antifa. That's why I find them detestable human. That's why I think they can get on before they get shit on. But I refuse to sink to that level. We all have constitutional rights. Doom Levitria, what is up? Why is our world shit? Seriously. Are we so early in the cycle of our universe that the world is shit? Seriously, physics is bullshit sometimes. So here's my thing. Is the world shittier than it ever was before, or do we have unbridled access due to the internet to be able to see all the horrific things that are going on? Because I would contend that we have definitely, as a species, had way worse periods where there were way more atrocity, way more child rape, way more people getting murdered, but we didn't know what was going on all the way across the world because now we're plugged in. Now if something happens in some godforsaken desert where in the past no one would know, now we can have it live streamed. So I'm not sure that things have gotten worse. I just think we have more availability to information. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments if you guys think it's genuinely gotten worse, or if you think that we just have more information at our fingertips.
4-block radius that impacts some of the most vulnerable Oregonians that we have. Now they've said, meh, we're just going to let violent rioters do this for 80 straight nights, and we don't care.
Police in Portland declined an interview, but said in a statement, quote, "We take these concerns seriously. At the same time, we are committed to protecting individuals' rights to express themselves peacefully." Now, all of this...
They're committed to respecting people's rights to express themselves with fucking bullhorns and fire and banging on shit outside people's windows, but they're not committed to protecting people when those people are assaulting citizens trying to walk through the area. They're not committed to allowing tax-paying, law-abiding citizens who live right across the street to live in peace. And I think that's absolutely fucked. I think that's a really clear indictment on where their priorities are. They are prioritizing those who are causing chaos and their rights over the rights of people that they are victimizing. Adventure Cat Family and Gaming, going to my honeymoon in Hawaii on Wednesday. Congratulations. Me and Jax have been married for like 4 years and still never had a honeymoon. And neither of us have been to Hawaii. We've actually been talking about doing Hawaii for a honeymoon. Doom Levitria, I hate it when you make logical sense sometimes. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I love you. But you know what? It's really, if the world hasn't gotten worse and we're just more aware of it now because we're finding all this information out, that is kind of good news, right? Like, that makes me feel a little better. Cam Reynolds, it's gotten worse. More people means more bad people. Also, that was like the end of The Sopranos, right to black, wood chipper. I'm sorry about that technical difficulty, you guys. I really am. I watched every single episode of The Sopranos in prison on our movie channel. And that ending, everybody, when they played it, everybody on the block was screaming. We were so mad. The only thing that pissed us off more was when Adriana snitched. Because every dude that watched The Sopranos in prison fell in love with Adriana. And then she snitched, and literally you could hear it on the tier. You rat bitch! How could you do this to us? People were pissed, dog. Abby, 600 strangers turned up to a 91-year-old veteran's funeral who had no family this week here in England. People lined the streets to honor a hero. I needed that. I needed to hear that. If no one else needed to hear that, I sure as fuck did. Thank you, Abby. Dano, not in the lion's den. Brother, Missouri is a free state. Got hillbillies. That's what we is here. Protected in the Missouri way. Hillbillies 82nd and barbecue. Hell yeah, dog. I love to hear it, man. Nexus, stopping by to say, hey, brother, keep on crushing it. Nexus, thank you for the support. I love you and I appreciate you, my guy.
This is on top of 3 straight months of protests in 2020, and this rioting has really taken a toll on the city's reputation. There are so many vacancies in the city of Portland right now that it ranks next to last in good places to invest in the country.
Yeah, so if you go downtown Portland, when I lived there, it was booming downtown. It was booming. There was hustle. You could tell, you could smell the fucking money in the air. You could smell the good food in the air. Every street side, like every fucking building was full. It was hard to find a vacant building anywhere. Now it's like a shell of what it used to be. And imagine, they did that to Portland in 90 days. They've been doing this in 80 days. But it's really focused this time on the ICE building. But imagine when Trump sends in the National Guard, what is going to happen? It's going to fucking explode. And they still haven't gotten to the mayor's proposal on how to keep Trump from sending in the National Guard. I really hope that they get that here to this in that in this video. Otherwise, we'll just discuss it because it's crazy. It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
And they've lost the top 20 buildings for offices have lost 57% of their combined value in the last 5 years. $1.7 billion down the drain. Sandra?
All right, Dan Springer on that for us. Dan, thank you.
Money talks, right? So
Losing billions, bro. Losing billions because degenerates wanted to burn shit down because they were mad about something that didn't even happen in fucking Portland. We have 4% black citizens in Portland. We are like over 70% white people in this state. But all these white people will go out and play white fucking savior, dog. Like if I was an African American, I would be so offended that all of these fucking blue-haired, fucking camel-toed, septum-ringed Karens were trying to fucking act like they could be my fucking savior all the time. How disgusting and disrespectful is it that they think that they're the ones who need to be the voice for our black citizens in this country? It's gross. It's offensive. Mr. Schmiegels, filthy habits, murderers, thieves, gives us the precious. Yes, a Chomo did get stuck in the wood chipper. Anytime we have technical difficulties from now on, thanks to Mr. Schmiegels, we're going to say, hey, sorry, a Chomo got stuck in the wood chipper. Raging realist. The world hasn't gotten better or worse, just part of the cycle. Strong men make for good times. Good times make for weak men. And weak men make for hard times. Hard times stay. Hold on, I got it because it's covering it up. Hard times make for strong men, and the cycle continues. Raging realist, I fucking love that. Well played, good sir. Thank you so much for interjecting. That is absolutely 100% on point. The easier that things get, the softer that people get until things start to get bad, and then we need some hard motherfuckers again. And I think that we're seeing that. Nexus, it's a great quote, isn't it? I think that we're seeing that. The pendulum swung so far this way towards everybody getting pussyitis that we had people driving around wearing masks in their own cars alone in 2023 and 2024. Probably still some people doing it in 2025. People in their own apartments. I did a YouTube or a TikTok video pitching a lady wearing a fucking COVID mask alone in her own apartment in 2025. Things got so fucked up and so soft that things are swinging back. The world is healing. Now, the problem is it'll probably swing too far. And that's going to cause us to have to swing back the other direction. If we could just stay in a nice, sane, even middle, we would be Gucci. It would be great if we could find the middle ground in sanity where we can all like agree or at least agree to disagree on things, respect each other, but not have to put certain groups on pedestals and shit like that. Like I have trans friends. I love them. They don't care if somebody misgenders them. They're just trying to live their fucking life. They're not going to make a big deal about it. It's going to go, okay, you know, it is what it is. I understand. That's the reality. I was born with a cock. You know, not everybody's for everybody. But these people that make a huge deal about it make it harder for normal, rational people like that are just like, you know, I just feel like I was born a little off and like, this is what works for me. I'm not trying to push shit on anybody. We don't need to put people on a pedestal, and people still have to be held accountable for their actions, regardless of what they identify as. You can identify as whatever the fuck you want, homie. I'll respect it as long as you're respectful. You can be a toaster lamp. I'm not going to trip on you. I'm going to treat you with human respect, dog. As soon as you start telling me what I have to do, we have a fucking problem, my G. Because that's not in my get down. Backwoods Templar, what's up, fam? It's just them using events for an excuse to be violent. It's overdue for good men to stand up and do something about the evil in the world. And I absolutely agree with that. The second they start stepping out of line, things need to happen, man.
That is Jason Rance, the Seattle radio talk show host. And Jason, nice to see you. Good day to you. I want to roll a couple things here. Here's the flag burning and the guillotine. We'll have our viewers take a gander at that. I'm having a hard time understanding how.
That's a tiny guillotine. Y'all brought the smallest. What are you chopping gerbil heads off, bro? Are you trying to circumcise Wes Watson with that? That's about the correct size to circumcise Wes Watson or cut off a gerbil's head. I guess it's symbolic. We brought a symbolic guillotine. We're not going to use it for anything. It's just for the symbolism. Okay, you're burning the American flag. I'd knock you the fuck out. I'd knock you the fuck out, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might have the right to do it. I'll knock you out. Fucking, it's all good. I'm going to do what I do.
How big of an area this is?
Doc K, so good to see you. Love you, sis. Hell yeah.
Or how many people are out there on a nightly basis? Do you have a sense of that?
Yeah, so the area itself is relatively small because they are pretty much focused on this one building, but a lot of the organizing happens a few blocks away with a nearby park. But still, I mean, as a whole, we're talking about a relatively small amount of space, but they're doing a lot of damage there, and that's the actual problem. Any given night, there could be anything from a couple dozen to about 50, even 100. I mean, the more momentum that continues to build brings in more folks who aren't just living in Portland and the general Oregon area. There are folks who are coming from California and Washington State as well to help out with this organizing and this all-out assault against it.
And how fucked up is that? You're importing problems from other states to somebody's front door, bro. There's kids that live across the street from this. And you're importing people from other states to come be fucking assholes all night long, bro. They do this all night long, and they have done it for 80 straight days. Tonight will be the 81st straight day. And then you wonder why Trump's talking about sending in the fucking the National Guard, because you're not fucking handling your business. You're not taking care of the people in your own community. That's fucking crazy.
So the mayor's not going to cooperate. That's pretty clear. Here's what the Portland mayor said. Here's the quote. Federal administration deploys bulldozers and mass arrests by masked agents, the opposite of our outreach worker and emergency shelter strategy. Let's work together by volunteering and donating and prove the administration's heavy-handed tactics are.
This fucking ass muppet, bro. This absolute fucking dumb bitch. He wants to fight Trump coming in. This is what I was telling you guys about. This dude right here, this motherfucker right here, he wants to fight against Trump coming in with the National Guard by asking people to donate their money to help get the homeless off the streets. But Portland already spends $724 million a year to help the homeless. Where is that fucking money going? You fucking criminal, fucking pedophile, fucking weird ass bitch. You weird ass bitch. Where is the homeless money going? Because you could have housed them all. That works out to an estimated $33,000 a year for each homeless person. That's the salary of most people that are working, the working class people in your fucking city. And the money's all gone. The money's all gone. He spent them on mayonnaise flavored Diddy parties, bro, where they use Crisco instead of baby oil. Guaranteed, this dude has CP on his hard drive. This dude definitely knows what the business end of a dick tastes like. It was non-consensual because they weren't old enough to consent. Fuck this dude. Now he wants us to donate our hard-earned money to help the homeless that he already fucking stole from. You fucking maggot-ass lame. Hell no. Hell no. Send in the motherfucking National Guard, bitch. Send them to your house to get our fucking tax dollars back. You fucking punk motherfucker. Thank you, ladies and for allowing me to crash out.
Not needed in our city. That's a no, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's more than a no. I think it's clearly rejecting any kind of interference coming from the federal government. And that's really what this problem is, because you've got two separate issues that the mayor is trying to use to generate folks on his side. On the one hand, you've got just the sanctuary policies. They want nothing to do with ICE agents. At the same time, despite all of this, they've got a homelessness crisis. And they're now claiming that the president is going to send National Guard troops into Portland to help with homelessness. And so he's using that as a threat to generate support for a plan that continues to fail, frankly, in Portland, and is a big reason why you've got that vacancy rate that Dan Springer talked about.
Here is the deputy ICE director talking about the cities that need the help, and they're blue.
Bro, I'm going to tell you this right now. When I lived in Portland for years, we didn't have tents on the sidewalks. Now, every time I go to Portland, there's tents on every fucking sidewalk. When I lived in Portland, women used to walk the streets at night, totally unhindered, totally felt safe, totally felt like my ex-girlfriend who lived with me, she'd walk up to the store. She'd go and hang out downtown and go from bar to bar to bar, you know what I'm saying, with her friends, her girlfriends. Women used to just be able to walk like that. I will not let my wife take the dogs out to take a shit when we're staying at a nice hotel in a nice area in Portland anymore. I just won't do it. I won't do it because I don't feel like it's safe, and it's my job to protect that woman. Dano said the problem is we failed as men. Well, here's the problem here is that they'll lock your ass up here real fucking quick, Dano, if you try to do any men shit. If there's anything they hate, it's straight men here, especially if you're white. And if you want to protect people here, you're going to prison, big dog. I met multiple people in prison who were in there for protecting their families in the state of Oregon. Backwoods Templar said, just caught your last appearance on Unsub. Yeah. Wish you could do pew pew content with Brandon. Portland's mayor sounds like a Harlan County's old crooked sheriff. Hell yeah. Well, here's the thing that I've been talking about as far as doing gun content with Brandon and going to range day. I think I'm going to have a custom non-lethal made, like a rifle, something special, something spicy. And I'm going to take that out with me to range day to hang out with the boys. So I could shoot and not be committing a federal crime. Because apparently I've lost my Second Amendment rights. Can I borrow anybody else's? I don't know where mine are at. I lost them being a felon. Hunter Lesher, hypothetically, you are in charge of this for a week. Fire hoses, dog. Fire hoses. We're going in with fucking fire hoses, and we are just going to knock these people straight out of their shoes. You want to fucking act like fucking spoiled and entitled little brats and keep those people that are trying to fucking sleep awake for 80 straight nights? Yeah, we're going down there with fucking fire hoses, and we are going to fucking use water to not so kindly knock you out of your shoes. And then we're going to come swoop you up off the ground. We're going to cuff you, and we're going to take you to MCDC. I've been to that jail multiple times, and it sucks dick for beer money, and it doesn't even drink. It's a terrible place to be. I didn't like it, not at all. They could spend a few months there while they figure out how to act like a fucking decent part of their community and not harm the people that live in the community around them. And anybody who came from another state participate in that shit, we would figure out some sort of federal charge for them. Because I guarantee you they're breaking a federal law. I just don't know exactly what it would be yet, but we'd find something and then go to federal fuck you in the ass penitentiary for a while on it. Mike Howard, lots of love to you, JD. Lux Jewelers loves you. I love you, Mike. I love Lux Jewelers. Big love and respect to you. Great to see you, big dog. Glad that you're here, man. It's been a hot minute. Absolutely stoked to see you, brother. All right, let's see what else they have to say, because this is crazy.
As you all know, oftentimes these Democrat-run cities are the ones who need ICE the most. And the men and women of ICE, Secretary Noem and President Trump will not be deterred by Democrat members of Congress, of governors, and of local leadership who are saying they will not work with ICE. We will go into communities and we will enforce immigration law as it's written.
And that's the thing, is they have to have the feds do it, because as you've seen, even when protesters are assaulting law-abiding citizens, if they do it outside an ICE detention center, The cops just let it happen. Even when it's women. Women were being assaulted, and the police would not do anything to arrest anybody, to bring anybody to justice. Which, let me just tell you, Oregon takes violent crime very seriously. Even if you just bitch slap a dude, you're going to do time in Oregon. Unless it's outside an ICE detention. Because we were the first sanctuary state. And we're just clenching that right between our fucking funky pH pussy lips, dog. It's all fucked up.
Jason, can you project for us what this looks like in 3 or 6 months? Well, we had the governor of Louisiana on our program earlier on American.
I can.
And the question came up about New Orleans. He pretty much said, he didn't say let's start this hour, but it was pretty much any day. And whether it was New Orleans or Chicago or somewhere else, how big does this go?
Yeah, Chicago's talking about going to war with the National Guard. There's people on the ground in Chicago right now talking about, come on in here with your National Guard. We'll go to war with them. Let one National Guard person get fucking shot, homie. See what the fuck happens. See what the fuck you get when you play that gangster gangbanger shit with the National Guard. Let one of those boys, let one of our troops get fucking shot and see how quickly that turns into some real life fucking shit right up your ass, man. Jason Lewis said, can't own air rifles. There are some that are lethal as fuck. I can own air rifles, but they can't be called rifles. They have to, I believe I have to refer to them as launchers or something while I'm in possession of them. But I am actually allowed to own them, at least in Oregon. Check your state and local laws. Important that you know your state and local laws. In the state of Oregon, I'm very much allowed to own them. Joel Moore, what's up, buddy? What gets me is how these people seem to care so much about the undocumented while actively hampering causes of that have to come here legally, including destroying their property and businesses. Yeah. And, you know, you would think that a woman of color coming over and expressing her frustration that she's not able to sleep and that she has to work, that, you know, these Antifa fucks would be like, oh man, these are the people that we rioted for 4 or 5 years ago. Maybe we should let this woman get some sleep. Nope, they didn't give a fuck. They didn't care at all. Backwoods Templar said, I'll share my Second Amendment rights with you, brother, all day, man. Hell yeah. Appreciate you, big dog. Traffic Mouth said, thanks for covering this. I hate how fucking unsafe Portland is now. Joanne Hardesty and the governor are complicit in turning this into what it is. Bro, we need to get rid of Kotex so bad, but it'll never, ever happen while we have mail-in voting because they're rigging that shit, bro. They're absolutely rigging that shit, Traffic Mouth. And I think everybody here in Oregon knows it.
If it starts in Chicago, you're going to see considerably less controversy than if it happens in Portland or Seattle. The reality is, if they were to bring any federal troops to do any kind of policing, no matter how many people might even want it, you're going to have the large contingency of these thugs who you're seeing on screen right now get violent. It will turn violent.
It will 1,000% turn violent. Portland, Oregon will turn into a war zone, dog. Portland, Oregon will turn into a war zone. And honestly, I think Trump knows that. And I think he's looking for the smoke with this. I think he is. I think he's looking for the fucking smoke with this. I think he's waiting for somebody to overstep their shit so that he can really crack down. And they might be playing right into what he wants to happen here.
And that's going to be counterproductive to the end goals of this administration. I mean, part of me wants to send them in to send the message. A lot of these people, you can tell, they're dressed in black bloc. They do not want to be known. And so what the federal government should be doing is making arrests, unmasking them, and doing to them exactly what they've been doing to the criminal illegal immigrants on social media, which is taking photos during the arrests and outing the people responsible.
Here's the thing is it would have to be the feds, because here in the state of Oregon, the Oregon police, when they arrest you, they will not disclose who you are. They might toss your name out there, but they'll not put your mugshot out there. They will not put your mugshot. Even if you're a prolific serial child predator, they won't put your mugshot out there. Let me give you an example. My wife, Jax, well, and our daughter were going to Walmart the other day, and Jax had a bad feeling. And I've encouraged Jax to trust her intuition because I've seen this woman go, you know what, we shouldn't do this. And bad shit happened where we were headed before. So she decided not to go. And then in the news, about 2 hours later, we saw that somebody got shot at that Walmart. And the EPD took to Facebook asking for help to find the person who shot the person, but they wouldn't put the surveillance footage or a description in it because they were scared for blowback, because they're not allowed to do that here, which is insane. They protect the rights of people who are committing crimes over protecting the community. The person at the Walmart that got shot fucking died, by the way. There is a murderer running around in the streets, and the police are not allowed to share their fucking picture because Oregon gotta protect the criminals. Sith Gamer said, I would love to see you get on Pepperbox with the boys. I'm not sure about your local and state laws, but I'm pretty sure you can own a muzzleloader. Cannot in Oregon. I appreciate it, but no, you cannot own a muzzleloader in the state of Oregon. Bunchy, again, love you, homie. Appreciate you. And as far as Pepperbox, that might be happening soon. Let's see what's going on here.
That could make a difference. However, they are violent, and that's the problem that will be posed to federal law enforcement agencies if they end up getting more involved than what they're currently doing. It is a different beast in the Pacific Northwest.
It absolutely is. The Pacific Northwest is a different animal, and what happens here is going to be different than most anywhere else. It might be akin to what you saw down in LA recently. It's definitely going to be a lot of shit happening. Agent Louisiana, thank you so much, homie. I appreciate you, big dog. Would any of us even be surprised if these same motherfuckers started asking us to donate to GoFundMe to prevent diaper snipers from getting the death penalty? I would not be shocked at all, man. And putting them in some rehabilitation BS, wood chipper. Much love, brother. No, dog, honestly, I think that would be right on par with how the state of Oregon operates, because there's nothing that they love more than protecting criminals. And the state of Oregon's favorite criminals seem to be those who rape our kids for some fucked up reason. Well Be Weld said, keep spitting the truth. Love the content. And I love you, brother. Hell yes. Appreciate you. Well, you guys, it's Sunday. We made it through another week. We got to start another one tomorrow. I hope you walk into this week and you get the most done. I hope you get something amazing that comes to you this week. Walk into this bitch like you own it. I'm going to be back live soon. Please go check out the 2 full lengths I just put out about Queen Bitch Made Azuli. Till the next one. Oh, hold on. Dano not in the Lion's Den. Trained by the best of Don't Fuck DOFND. Dono not in the fucking Lion's Den. Love this stuff. It's beyond a human, and I'm okay with that. Yet I will light a fire with the double-edged sword for you fiddlers. Run. I like this game. I like this game too, and I love you, brother. All right, you guys. I'll see you guys soon. Till the next one. It's one love, baby. Be good or be good at it. Woo!